In many of these Gurudev's talks, you would have seen him, his feet, there will be a blanket on his feet because he had very high diabetes and sugar. So he has lost sensation in the feet. Imagine if you don't have sensation in the feet, how will you walk? What balance? How will you do? But he lived literally like this, that treat the body as a sugar cane. Literally, he squeezed his body for the service of the society. 16% of the heart, and he is working 20 hours a day. Is literally like squeezing the last drop out of it. Huh? I will send you that PPT. No? It comes on the WhatsApp group. You will use it then. So, the idea here is this. Yatha vriddhim prapnuvanti tatha yatnam karoti saha. We take up one project and then we feel, as we take up a few projects, then we say bus ho gaya, now our center is dynamic, our job is done. When he gave us the motto, our motto is maximum happiness to maximum people for maximum time. Will we ever reach maximum? What is maximum? Swamiji, here we have reached maximum. Ab isse zyada scope hi nahi hai. No, we will not. We can continue to reach. So, the ideal only that he gave. One of the reasons why he is to initiate, one place he said also, that why should we have so many projects when existing projects we are not able to have funds. One very important point he said. If you are not in the mode of asking, you will sit on the funds and they will destroy you. Meaning, if your projects are not more than the funds that you have, then one will start accumulating interest, one will get into a comfort zone. I'm not saying we should not have certain corpus for our activities to go on. That Gurudev himself also established those things. But always new projects were initiated so that we are in a mode of being dynamic, being active, building the groups, asking people for funds, and serving the society. Otherwise, there are many institutions where people collect the funds and then the society keeps giving, but there is no project. So the corpus keeps building, and then the lifestyle becomes indulgent. Gurudev ensured that whatever funds come from the public, they go back into the service of the public, which is exactly what is Yajna spirit. In the Gita, when Bhagavan says that Yajna Shishta Amrita Bhujaha Yanti Brahma Sanatanam, those who consume Yajna Shishta, what is left out of after distributing the results to everybody, they are the people who realize Brahman. Those who give, those who enjoy without giving first, Bhagavan calls them as stena. Yo bhungte stena eva saha. So whatever funds come, projects are there, let it go for it. And many new projects are initiated so that the funds can come for those projects. And so the mission will always be in that mode. One should never think that mission is always asking for money. Mission will always ask for money because mission is always in the mode where one is serving the society. You should have a problem if mission is not asking for money, which means that service has stopped, which means the projects are not there, which means tamoguna will take over, which means we will fall. Swamiji is now heading the organization, and the Chinmaya Vishwavidyapit is one of the biggest projects, 1,000 crore rupees project it is. He needs support from all the centers. It is not his project, it is a project of Gurudev, his vision, and the entire Chinmaya movement. And so, when we have that in mind, Yatha Vriddhim Prapnuvanti Tatha Yatnam Karoti Saha. Each one of us, as per our capability, we should continue to serve. What does that shloka say? Sarvada Sarvabhavena Sadgururno Yatishwaraha. At all times, in all ways, our Sadguru has been serving. This whole legacy that he has created is because of this bhav that I must do the maximum for the society. He is fulfilled already. He doesn't need anything. Everything done for society. So, yatha vriddhim prapnuvanti tatha yatnam karoti saha. One of the biggest problems in our life as a sadhak is tamoguna, that we fall because of tamas. Tamas goes by tapas, tamas goes by seva. The only two ways to get out of tamas is seva and tapas. Seva, if we do, we become ready to do nididhyasan, contemplation, etc. And tapas means to live in austerity. Gurudev lived in tapas or not? 42 years to get up every day and write 100 letters minimum is tapas. To speak every day, Gita and Upanishad is tapas. Nothing wanting for himself and conducting this organization and meeting and forming the committees and teams. And he didn't think all this is Rajasic activity. All that is tapas. Living beyond body identification, that is tapas. Always smiling and encouraging people, being loving, that is Vak tapas. What is said in the Gita, no? Kayik tapas, Vachik tapas, Manasik tapas, he lived that. So if I live in tapas, my energies will be conserved. Gurudev's definition of tapas is fantastic. If you read the Atma Bodh, Atma Bodh starts with this. Tapobhikshina papanam shantanam vitaraginam. In that, the first line says, Tapobhikshina papanam. Whoever does tapas, their papa will be destroyed. There, Gurudev gives a nice definition, So he says, the moment we say the word tapas, what comes to our mind? Some old sadhu, long beard, wig jata, sitting below a tree, become thin and emaciated, bones are seen, or a great tapasvi. Tapas is not for us. But Gurudev's definition of tapas is so beautiful. He said, any attempt to break free from your comfort zone and lift yourself from the present state to a higher state of evolution is tapas. So that is the question we have to ask. Am I evolving? Is my sattva guna growing or not? Please remember, the entire field Gurudev created is not to fuel our rajas. It is to fuel our sattva guna and exhaust our rajoguna. That's why he created the field. When he says here that sarvada sarvabhavena and yatnam karoti saha, at all times, in all ways, Gurudev was being dynamic. It is not to fuel rajoguna. It is out of sattva guna, the selflessness to serve. When the selflessness increases in us, then we become not only able to contemplate steadily in our quiet moments, but our sensitivity for people will increase. Our ability to do more will increase because tapas and selflessness will bring tremendous energy. Remember C cube formula I told you? Kab bola Swami ji? Create, conserve, consecrate. Remember? C cube. That's the formula for success. Create, conserve, consecrate. Gurudev did that. Every day, each of us are given this fixed amount of energy by the Lord. We can create more also. We can conserve that. Tapas will conserve energy. And then channelize it. Or consecrate it, whichever way. One brahmachari wrote to Gurudev saying that, Gurudev, my field of work has increased so much and I am not having time to do my study and sadhana. Lots of work and responsibility has increased. Gurudev replied so beautifully. He said, when the Lord considers you fit, He will work more and more through you. Make your work itself your worship. So if my field of work is expanding, what does that mean? It only means Bhagavan considers me fit enough to do much more through me, and with humbleness and gratitude, I continue to serve. Bas. No complaint saying, I am alone, I have to do so many things, nobody is coming with me. Going on crying for nothing. At his age, he started so many new projects. It's so amazing. And all out of inspiration, not out of insecurity, not out of comparison, not out of frustration, out of inspiration. Start. So, sarvada sarvabhavena sadgururno yatishvaraha. Ye guna sarvashastreshu varnyante brahmajnaninam tairayam sarvada purno Rajate sarvayoginam. Ye gunaha sarvashastreshu. All those qualities which have been described in all scriptures. Varnyante. Which qualities? Brahmajnaninam. Not basic qualities. Those also are there in Gurudev, there is no doubt, but all the qualities of a realized being, Brahmajnani. Where are those qualities? Sthita Prajna Lakshan in the Gita, Bhakta Lakshan in the Gita, Sannyasi Lakshan, Gunatita Lakshan, so many of these, all those qualities. Tairayam Sarvada Purnaha. He is filled with all of those, meaning he is an embodiment of that. Rajate Sarva Yoginam. Amongst all yogis, he shines. If you look at those qualities which are there, beautiful qualities, Sthita Prajna portion was very dear to Gurudev. He would tell people, you should memorize this Sthita Prajna portion. 18 verses. They indicate the goal of life and they indicate the means also. And if you want to see a Sthita Prajna, Gurudev is embodiment of that. That portion is divided into two parts. First part is where Arjun asks, what is the state of the yogi in samadhi? Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya keshava. And Krishna Bhagavan replies saying that prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. When one has dropped all desires in that state of realization, in that state of nididhyasan, when drops all desires, including desire for realization, everything dropped. Sarvan partha manogatan. Then is that person experiencing blankness, shunya, nothingness? No. Atmanyeva atmana tushtaha. One is reveling in the self, by the self, sthita prajna stadochyate. That person is called sthita prajna. Sthita means established. Prajna means the wisdom. The wisdom that I am Brahman, I am not this body, mind, intellect. One who is firmly established in that is called sthita prajna. In samadhi avastha, when one has withdrawn from everything, one experiences and rejoices in the self, by the self. Govind Giriji was the Guru Bhai of Gurudev. They studied, Sundararanji, Govind Giriji, Gurudev, all of them studied together under Tapon Maharaj. And Tapon Maharaj, when he took Samadhi, the Kutia was with Govind Giriji, and then he finally gave it to Gurudev to Chinmaya mission, and that's how we have Uttarkashi Kutia of Tapon Maharaj with us. Govind Giriji used to say that there were many sadhaks and seekers who would come to Tapon Maharaj, but he said nobody was like Chinmaya. Chinmaya would go deep inside into the forests and sit for hours and contemplate on what his master has told. And at one point in time, when Mandukya Upanishad was taken, Gurudev was in ecstasy. He was reveling in bliss, saying the world didn't come into existence only. And that philosophy he loved thoroughly. Ajatavada it is called. See, world is an illusion is at one level of Vedanta. World has not come into existence because how can anything come into being from the infinite? Infinite is changeless. World is changing. How can the changeless produce anything? Highest level of philosophy is that, Ajatavad. And Gurudev was reveling in that Ajatavad, and he would go and sit and quietly contemplate. Tapon Maharaj told him at one point in time that why do you need the peace of the forest to meditate? You should be able to maintain that at any time, anywhere. So Gurudev heard that also. And then he went down to the plains. There, when he went to meet Shivananji, he went to take the permission to go and give the knowledge to everyone. But the students who were there, they would say that Chinmaya was mad with this philosophy that the world never came into existence. And he would revel in that state. So, Sthita Prajna Lakshan, when Gurudev, if you read this book unto him, one of the biggest catalysts in my transformation and my decision to join Vedant course is that book unto him. So many beautiful things Gurudev has written, very, very deep things he has written in that unto him. Where he speaks about this, how to keep what is Nirvikalpa Samadhi, how to go in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and how to keep the mind in that state for a long time, and how not to think of anything else in that state. So beautiful guidance he has given in that. So, ye guna sarva shastreshu varnyante brahmajnanina. This state of samadhi, Gurudev is to revel in that state of samadhi, and not only during those times, even here when he used to conduct meditation, and after that, as I said in one of the sessions earlier, he would sit quietly, he would not go for tea, coffee, he would tell people, you maintain silence and you come back. Sit quietly, peacefully, absorbed in that state of silence. So, ye guna sarva shastreshu varnyante brahma jnaninam. One is that state, to revel in that state of samadhi. Second is, how does that person live in the world? Sitadhi kim prabhasheta kim asita vrajeta kim. In that, one of the first thing that comes up is Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. The realized person is free from attachment, fear, and anger. So, if you see, we already spoke about Gurudev's detachment, no attachment to anything. Then free from raga, then bhaya. Bhaya also we saw no fear at all, because one who is detached is absolutely fearless. Vairagyameva abhayam. Anger. Sometimes people used to think, and why is he getting so angry? And people would shiver also sometimes when Gurudev would fire. But he always said that don't put the key of your happiness into somebody else's pocket. His anger was issue based anger. One brahmachari came and he had done some blunder. As soon as Gurudev came to Pavai and he got down from the car, that brahmachari was there. Left and right he got firing there only. People were standing, all of them. They got little shocked. But that brahmachari had done something like that, and Gurudev gave it to him. Next moment, one small child came with a little flower to give Gurudev, and he just hugged her and he was cajoling her and speaking to her so nicely. That anger does not carry forward to the next moment. And that same brahmachari, later on when Gurudev will meet him, he will have nothing inside his heart for that brahmachari. For that issue, on that thing, he had to fire him, he did it. So anger never took control of him. Many qualities like that, if you see, of Gurudev, where he was Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam, when it is said, have love and compassion to all the beings. You know, this Ram Mandir, outside the Ram Mandir, there is one redwood tree that is brought from Australia, somewhere it is brought. So that tree was planted here. And the gardener went and told Gurudev that this tree is not growing properly, because it has been displaced from its whatever that habitat and environment. So after the lecture, every day Gurudev used to go spend some time talking to that tree. Very lovingly he would talk and he would make that tree feel comfortable and all that. What you and I would have done? We would have thought, ठीक है अब नहीं चल रहा है उगरा तो नहीं उगरा हम क्या करेंगे? In one yajna, there is a snake which has come. And naturally, seeing that snake, people are disturbed. But the snake has not come into the audience or anything. He's just there. He's standing there. And some organizers got concerned and they started searching for a stick and all that to beat the snake or to catch it and throw and all that. And Gurudev's reply, he said, don't do anything. You don't know which jiva has come in which form to listen to Brahma Vidya. In ashram, Pavai ashram, Saraswati Nilayam was getting renovated, newly built. And some trees were there. And some of the trees had to be chopped. So Jairamji was a manager at that time and he chopped quite a few trees. Somebody went and complained to Gurudev and he said, he's just chopping off so many trees there. And Saraswati Nilayam was there already, the old building was there. and then it was getting renovated. So for something, he was cutting off certain trees. Gurudev immediately called him and said, "These trees are my hands and legs. Don't you dare touch them." And then he told him that this Annakshetra was also getting built. He said, "This tree, don't you cut that tree." So for a long time, there was a tree inside the Annakshetra, and the Annakshetra is built around it. So he had that. When he says Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam, one brahmachari took 60,000 rupees of Guru Dakshina and he ran away. You think these are early times. Last day, Guru Dakshina is collected and then the GD is counted and all that, and 60,000 rupees was the amount. He took that and he ran away. Now, what to do? 60,000 rupees gone. After 2 months, that brahmachari came back, because how long will that 60,000 last? He came back, profusely apologetic, surrendered to Gurudev, asked for his forgiveness and all that. Gurudev accepted him. See, the idea here is, when the scriptures say about compassion, about forgiveness, about straightforwardness, so many qualities which are given, the master lives those qualities. These qualities of Brahmagnani especially, ye guna sarva shastreshu varnyante Brahmagnaninam. How a Brahmagnani lives in this world is very different from how any other person lives. And so, Tairayam Sarvada Purna. He is at all times filled with these, lives these qualities, and that is why the words of the Master will touch our heart. See, many people think that, oh, what a lavish life. So many people tried. One brahmachari, he tried. Not a brahmachari, a youngster, he tried. He said, I want to commit myself to this life as a sadhu. Because he saw Gurudev is going in Mercedes and there are many rich people around him and people are giving him bhiksha and he's having nice, some people give him gold cufflinks and all that, and he's wearing silk dress and all that. So he thought, "Arey, what a life. I also want like that." Gurudev said, "You come with me. Do exactly what I am doing for 2 days." Just the bhiksha part he couldn't handle. Forget everything else. He said, "No, no, I can't handle all this." So one thinks of all that outside, but how the master actually lives is in that vision of what the scriptures have said. Tairayam sarvada purno rajate sarva yoginam. Amongst all yogis, he shines. Gurudev is a combination of all yogas. Karma Yoga, he is an expert in that. Bhakti Yoga, next shloka will tell, he was so much devoted to Tapon Maharaj and to Lord Shiva. Jnana Yoga, incomparable. Nobody can come anywhere close to Gurudev. Swamiji, what about Raja Yoga? Gurudev knew even basic asanas, etc. He did not practice it, and somebody asked Gurudev, he said, "Why don't you teach yogasan to the brahmacharis in Sandipani?" He said, "I have admitted them here to straighten their minds, not to twist their bodies." Not that he didn't have regard for yoga, but if you come to Chinmaya Mission, everything is there here. He would teach brahmacharis basic Surya Namaskar. He said they should know Surya Namaskar and that much is enough. If you do 12 Surya Namaskars in a day, that is enough for the body. And do it in the way it is supposed to be done. Hold that asan for half a minute, 20 seconds. Not do fast 108 Surya Namaskars. Why? Size 0 waist. For that I am doing 100, 200. It's not supposed to be done like that. Slowly. So here Gurudev gave us Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, everything. And in each aspect, he shines. There are people who will take up only one aspect. He created everything for us. And so, Rajate Sarva Yoginam. One more aspect of his is in the next shloka. As a yogi, what a unique combination he had. Nirgune Nischala Nishtha Sagune Sarasaratihi Sangamo Madhuraschayam Deshikeno Mahatmani. Nirgune Nischala Nishtha. In that which is formless, attributeless, one who has firm abidance. Nischala Nishtha. Nischala means not fickle, that which is firm. And Nishtha is abidance. Firm abidance in the formless. And Sagune Sarasaratihi. One who revels in the form. Sagune Sarasaratihi. Joyously one revels in the form. Sangamo Madhuras Chayam. In him there is this beautiful confluence of form and the formless. Deshikeno Mahatmani. That is my teacher who is a great soul. In that teacher of mine who is a great soul is this beautiful confluence of form as well as formless. So many people today they keep saying, I don't believe in the form. I worship the formless. Gurudev always used to explain to us, mind is a flow of thoughts. And what is a thought? Gurudev has given equation of thought also. Thought is object plus consciousness. And what is an object? Object is name and form. Our mind thinks only in terms of name and form. How is it possible? Suppose I say apple, what will come to your mind? Red apple. Nobody thinks of green apple. Our conditioning is so strong. Apple means red. So red apple, form. Some people said apple means they think of iPhone, Apple company. Some picture comes into the mind. No? If I say love, what comes to the mind? Heart, somebody you love. Nowadays they do like this and they show love. So they love. So the picture will come in the mind. For feeling also. If we say success, then somebody who is successful or some achievement that I have had, it will all be in terms of pictures only. And those who go on saying that I don't believe in the form, etc., but they still have the form of their beloved or their child or their spouse, etc., as their DP or as their, in the photo frame, etc. So it is all ignorance to say that no, I don't believe in form at all. Gurudev had a beautiful combination of form and formless. He worshipped Lord Shiva in his childhood, chanted the name of the Lord, did his mantra japa. He would play what he called as hide and seek. 2 hours long pujas are happening in his house, Vishnu Sahasranam, Lalita Sahasranam. Then what should he do as a child? Sitting in that place, he is getting bored. So he would play, he would see the form intensely of Lord Shiva. And that form is called Chandra Kaladhara. And he will close his eyes, invoke that form in the mind. When that form disappears, again he will open his eyes, again stare at it, again close the eyes. And he developed this game that he used to play every day. And he chanted the mantra and he would tell his sister. His sister sometimes would get scared in the night, would get scary dreams. So he would say that keep this mala below your pillow and you will not get bad dreams. He had that much faith in the form, in the mantra, in the mala, etc. Then he went through a phase of being agnostic in the youth, where he was questioning the existence of God and he denied the existence of God, etc. But even there, if you read his biography, he did it. In that, even in those days where he was rejecting God, secretly he was still chanting his mantra. The mantra came back to him. And whole life is devoted to Lord Shiva. The first ashram that he established, in that the first temple that he established is Jagdishwara Mandir. Of course, many other temples he built, but his commitment to Bhagwan Shiva. And many of you would have seen him having a small mala on his wrist. And many times he would just take out that mala and he would keep doing japa. A realized person doesn't need to do any of that. But yadyadacharati shreshtaha tattadeva itaro janaha. So in the form, we have to choose from many, many forms to one form. That is our Ishta Devata, what we call as MPG. MPG means my personal God. That is my Ishta Devata. There may be many forms and we respect all forms, there's no doubt. But in my individual sadhana, I have to come to one. Tell me any one master who has been committed to more than one. Everybody committed to one. They respect everyone else, but commitment is to one. Then the unfoldment will happen very fast. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa worshipped whom? Mother Kali. Mirabai, Krishna. Mere to Giridhar Gopal, dusro na koi. Hanumanji, for him, Ram Bhagwan is everything. Like that, if you see, Gurudev, it was Shiva. Vivekanandaji, it was Shiva. Hold on to one. Shankaracharya himself, avatar of Shiva, but he committed himself to the form, Shiva. So, if we choose one, there may be many. One form one has to choose, build a relationship, build a bhav with that form, that who is the Lord. For Ramakrishna, it is, he is a child in front of the mother. For Hanumanji, he is a sevak. For Mirabai, Krishna Bhagwan is the beloved. What is my predominant emotion and what is my bhav? I have to choose that. This is my Ishtadevata, this is my form, this is the Lord whom I worship, and this is the relationship. And then choose one name, that is a mantra, and start the japa. So, nirgune nischala nishtha sagune sarasarati, and joyous reveling in the form. When the mantra is chanted, one feels so much of joy. When the mind has become single pointed, the joy of japa is not comparable to any of the enjoyments of the sense pleasure world. If one starts experiencing that joy, the joy of surrender, the joy of remembering the Lord, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, his body will go into horripilation the moment he hears the word Kali. That's the feeling he has. Those who revel in form, they enjoy the formless also. It is not that the formless is denied to them or they get stuck. No, I don't want to get stuck with the form. You don't have to get stuck. The form only is the formless. And when the Lord has to take you from the form to the formless, he will do the needful. Ramakrishna had to do nothing. He kept on worshipping Mother Kali in Dakshineshwar. Totapuri Maharaj came himself into his life. Gurudev worshipped Lord Shiva and he was led to Tapon Maharaj. Tapon Maharaj himself is a great worshipper of Mother Ganga and Lord Shiva. Every day he used to go to Uttar Kashi temple, Kashi Vishwanath there, and compose one shloka. That is his, take water, do abhishek and sit and compose one shloka there. Saumya Kashisha Stotram is such a beautiful composition that Tapon Maharaj wrote. See the Guru also how he got, so inspiring. Gurudev worshipped Lord Shiva and both his Gurus are also worshippers of Lord Shiva. Swami Shivananji and Tapon Maharaj. Now don't suddenly start thinking that my Ishta is somebody and Gurudev Ishta is Shiva. Now what is something wrong? You worship whichever form. But the point is how Gurudev's life so many things have happened. So if we worship the form, the next step of the formless will happen. Totapuri Maharaj came and guided him from form into formless. In 3 days' time, Ramakrishna went from form to formless. He was worshipping the form and Totapuri Maharaj said, now take the khadga from the hands of Mother Kali and cut her form. And he did that, went into samadhi. In 3 days' time he did it. Totapuri Maharaj could not believe that what is happening here. And then Totapuri Maharaj has come into a state where he is fallen sick and his body is so much in pain. He tells Ramakrishna that I have never worshipped a form. I have always worshipped the formless. But right now I am not able to keep my mind on the formless. Initiate me into the Sagun Sakar. That master who was a Nirgun Nirakar Upasak, full life, who initiated Ramakrishna Paramahamsa into Nirgun Nirakar, got initiated into Sagun Sakar. One should never underestimate the power of the form. We generally think they are form worshippers. I am formless worshipper. All that is stupidity that created by Abrahamic faiths. Gurudev always said that human mind needs a support. And for support, people take any support. flame of a candle, the dot on the wall, breathing. Support wise, one can take, there's no doubt, no problem. Take, it will bring chitta ekagrata. But our problem is emotion. No? Mind has to anchor in bhakti because emotion is our problem. For how long can I keep the mind quiet with force or by giving us support? Finally, it is emotions, and emotions get anchored only through devotion. And the mind will become purified through bhakti, through surrender, through building that bond. When difficult times one goes through, what is the strength that one invokes? It comes from one's own shraddha in the form that Bhagwan is with me. When the mind has become single pointed that way, when it is ready, it will automatically glide into the formless. If I am doing Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya japa, in the beginning I may have a form and I worship the form and I visualize the form. When it is ready, Bhagwan himself will ensure that contemplation happens, that Shiva is Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. And one can try it also. If steadily I am able to contemplate, that means form worship has fulfilled itself in that formless. But if in my meditation the formless is, I am not able to steadily contemplate, come back to form. So Gurudev is a beautiful combination. Nirgune Nischala Nishtha Sagune Sarasaratihi. And both are the joy of Sagun Sakar and Nirgun Nirakar. A devotee can experience both. Sagun Sakar will definitely get two. It is two in one. Nirgun Nirakar may deny oneself the joy of Sagun Sakar. Now you decide, you want two joys or you want one joy. Sagun Sakar and Nirgun Nirakar. Gurudev is a confluence of both. Sangamo Madhuraschayam Deshikeno Mahatmani. So these are 9 verses, beautiful, describing about Gurudev, his various aspects, and very fortunate that we have such a great master with us, under whose umbrella we have come. And when we have such a master, then what we should do is to strive for realization and attain that state. Because where to find such a master who is a combination of Sagun Sakar, Nirgun Nirakar, who is living the entire scriptural literature as it is. If you look at his life, read his anecdotes, every breath a teaching, final score, Swami Chinmaya, as I saw him, Ageless Guru. These are all so many books which will tell about the anecdotes of Gurudev. 108 names of Gurudev are there. The more we know about him, he is a living embodiment of the scriptures. To have such a guru is very, very rare. And so when one approaches the teacher also, how does one approach that teacher? Is with that attitude that I am here to gain Brahma Vidya and I am here to fulfill my life, because that is the best thing that one can do. Otherwise, one goes to the guru and asks for something, which the guru will bless. When the Guru Stotram says that Bhukti Mukti Pradatacha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Bhukti also Guru will give, no doubt. Supriyananji used to tell me one anecdote, that in Hong Kong when Gurudev went for Bhiksha, he went to one gentleman's house and his Bhiksha was not scheduled. Though he had organized the whole thing, he had not kept one Bhiksha for him. So Gurudev asked him and he said, I am coming to your house. So he went for some high tea. And then they served him that, and then he said to Amma who is there, ask what you want. So there was some flat in some particular building that was getting built. So this Amma, they had tried for it, but they couldn't get or something like that. And then she said, we want a flat in that building. So Gurudev said, you will get it, tathastu or something like that, he said. And then he said, she could have asked for anything. I would have given it to her. Think, what will we ask? Of course, each of us will ask as per our level, whatever is there at that point in time, and we will evolve. The Guru's grace will help us to evolve. But, there's a very humorous video I want to share with you, where Gurudev is talking here in this very place that Vivek Chudamani camp was done. Shankaracharyaji's photo was behind and Gurudev was giving the talk. That time it was Kamala Hall, big, flat hall it was. There, he is explaining about how the Guru is approached by the disciple and what kind of questions the disciple asks the Guru. In that context, he says what type of a questions people generally ask and what one should not ask the Guru actually.
Prashna, and then ask him the questions, whatever doubts that you have got, which are not clear to you. Try to clarify those ideas by asking him. Prasannam tamamanuprapya, thus having made him prasanna, happy with you. Then anuprapya, reach him very near and priched, ask him. Ask him what? Swamiji, did you marry before sannyas? How many brothers and sisters you have? Your father and mother are living? Are they upper middle class or low? Which is your town, city? Oh, I see, you are from Kerala. Kerala, I know. That is not it. Prached, you must ask him. What? Jnatavyam, about the Atman, the self, which is jnatavyam, which is the thing that you are seeking to know. So in order to know the nature of the reality, ask him questions about that. And don't waste his time asking whether, how are you, Swamiji? Your health is all right. Whose health? Hey, your body. Ask your body, why are you asking me? I'm not the body. If I am thinking that I am the body, then I am not a guru. I am as bad as you. So then, the body, don't ask him, how is your health? Did you sleep well? Sleep who? Hey, my non-apprehension is ended, so how can I sleep? Sleep is non-apprehension, which creates the misapprehensions. Never mind. Later on you'll understand. So then, don't ask him, before you came, did you marry? If married, where is your wife? If did not marry before life, why not? Meaning he wants to talk only of the world outside. Che. And pull him down. Instead of you learning to lift yourself up higher. Priched jnatavyam. But some gurus have got that prarabdha. So everybody says, Swamiji, private interview I want. Why? He was to tell you that his relationship with the BMI at the OET is not perfect. Now what can I do about it? Your BMI is not harmonious with the OET because of your vasanas. You exhaust them. But I am very unhappy. May you continue living in that. Until your vasanas are exhausted, then you will become completely happy. But then I can't answer that way because the delegate will go home. So that is why I said, my prarabdha, I had to explain to them, is nothing. But wife is very angry. Never mind, bring a diamond necklace and give it to her. You can purchase that. See? Purchase their happiness. That is how scam runs. Give her something to, some corruption. Give her a bribe. I know, what else can I say? And it is a thing, Swamiji, but my wife is not like that. My dear young man, I don't know any type of wife. I never had it. You see? But then they will not understand. Swamiji, you are unsympathetic. You are not trying to help me. So you have to be a psychiatrist, you have to be a psychologist. And that is all modern times. In good old days, the gurus remained quietly. The student came with all the preparation, and he knows what he has got the doubt, and he explained the doubt and went away. This happens only in sannyas, towards sannyasis. In no other profession would you ever go to a doctor and ask, what about my litigation? I am now in litigation with my father-in-law. Now can you help me? You would never ask a doctor about it. You don't go to a doctor and say that, what about my diarrhea? The stomach is burning 7 times last night. The doctors, a lawyer, what can you say? Put in a petition. On stamped paper, put in a petition. What else can you say? No, you don't give that much of respect to a guru. You go there and misuse him, abuse him. Cranky fellows. And the guru is supposed to play with him. It's not necessary. You don't go and waste the time of other professionals. Similarly, you go and freely disturb the Swami or the Mahatma and then say, hey, I want to interview. Yes, come on. What is your problem? My problem is my wife, my child, my wife. That is not his job. So ask him what jnatavyam, that which you must know, for which you have taken this study, atmana, of the self, the nature of the self. Make use of him.
So we should make use of the guru for what? To know the self. Jnatavyam atmanaha. So last 2 verses are gratitude to such a great teacher who has come into our life. And so, aneka janmarjita punya praptaha maya gururyo jagati prasiddhaha yasya prasadena mana prashantam babhuvametam shirasa namami. Kritajnataya cha hriday sthita me vaktun na shakya khalu yatnatopi guru prasida kripaya videhi tvatpada bhaktim paramanuraktim tvatpada bhaktim paramanuraktim. So, aneka janmarjita, many lives, what we have accumulated, punya. Because of that, Maya Gururyo Jagati Prasiddha. So that Guru, who is a great master, has come into my life because of the punya. Now see, this is so that we continue to do punya. But it's not that because of our punya alone, Guru has come into our lives. Guru has come into our life because of Ishwar Kripa and Guru's Karuna. It is not our karma alone. Ishwar Kripa, Guru's Karuna, that Guru comes into our life, and a realized master like Gurudev and a unique master like Gurudev comes into our life. So, aneka janmarjita punya praptaha maya gururyo jagati prasiddha. Punya is the real balance that we will take from here if at all we don't realize the truth. Punya and papa is what comes with us. That's the currency of this universe. Baki here you have US dollar and Indian rupee and yen and all that, euro dollar, all that is perishable. What we will carry from here is punya and papa. Punya will give us good body, wealth, health, the people, prosperity, success, fame, all that punya will bring. But and also enjoyment in the higher worlds. All that punya can bring. But the best use of punya is when I want satsang, when I want Gurudev, a guru, when I want to realize the truth, then punya is the best use of that punya, because that punya will lead us to that which is everlasting. Otherwise, punya is utilized for things which are only perishable. How much ever good enjoyments we have, gone, perishable. However great body we have, it will become old, die. Money we have, it will go after some time. So they have a utility value, no doubt, but the best utilization of punya is when I really want truth. So, Aneka Janmarjita Punya Praptaha Maya Gururyo Jagati Prasiddha. My Guru is world famous. This is a fact about Gurudev. He went across the world. Yasya Prasadena. It is only by his grace. Mana Prashantam. My mind has become peaceful. Now, this is not talking about only peace of mind. That peace of mind is required, no doubt. From the disturbed state to a peaceful state, we come, no doubt in that. But as Gurudev would say, a mind which is quiet is no mind. A quiet mind is Brahman. Because quiet mind means the dissolution of ego has happened. Which is what the Gita says. Prashanta manasam hyenam yoginam sukham uttamam upaiti. That yogi will attain the supreme sukha, whose mind has become quiet. And what is the definition of quietude there? Upaiti shanta rajasam. All rajas has gone, ego has gone, duality has gone. Brahma bhutama kalmasham. That person becomes Brahman and becomes the purest. Akalmasham, no kalmasha, no impurity, no vasana, no ignorance. That state of mind, which is not a state of mind, which is Brahman. So peace of mind with steady contemplation when we do will lead to peace of self. All the sadhanas given earlier to purify the mind, when we do upasana, etc., do nama japa, worship the form, so many Upanishads have given upasanas. In Ishavasya you saw, na, Surya upasana, etc. is there in that. Winking of the eye, upasana is there in Kenopanishad. Lightning and thunder upasana is there. So many upasanas are given in the Upanishads, using which we can surrender the ego. Mind will become quiet with those upasanas, with karma yoga seva. Then one goes to the guru, listens, reflects, contemplate. With that steady mind, one will go beyond. So here when he says yasya prasadena mana prashantam babhuva, it can mean both. My mind has become peaceful as well as my mind has attained the peace of the self. So to that Guru, Shirasa Namami, I prostrate fully. Now what the Guru has done for the student is indescribable. How the finite has come to discover I am infinite. As we saw earlier, from the time of making us aware of ignorance, creating the spark of seeking in us, making us walk the path, helping us to overcome the obstacles, and finally, through the Atmagyan, Mahavakya, etc., he brings us to the edge, pushes us beyond. The whole journey is only by the grace of the Guru. And so, to that Guru, what can one offer? No Guru Dakshina can be enough to offer to such a Guru. What can be done best is offer gratitude and share this knowledge with as many people as possible and try to inspire them to live this knowledge. So he says, Kritajnata yacha hridisthita me. This Kritajnata which is in my heart, vaktunna shakya. There is no way to explain it, express it. The voice will be choked, tears will come. One can't explain, can't express what the Guru has done for the disciple. And so he says, Khalu yatna topi. How much ever I try. And that's why many students, they will not be able to talk much about their Guru, because the moment one thinks of the Guru, emotions will choke. And so, Vaktunna Shakya Khalu Yatna Topi. Then what should be done? Guru Prasida Kripaya Vidhehi. Oh teacher, you please be gracious and you please bless me. With what? Tvatpada Bhaktim. Devotion to your lotus feet. And what is that devotion? Paramanuraktim. It is the means for liberation. Supreme love for the Lord. Rakti here. Anurakti here, anuraga means, so raga is attachment, anuraga means deepest devotion. Anuraga is required for realization of the truth. From bhakti standpoint, anuraga is required. From jnana standpoint, atma jnana is required. In Tulsi Ramayana, Tulsidas ji says, Binu satsangana harikatha tehi binu mohana bhag. Without satsang, harikatha one will not get. Without harikatha, moha will not go. Moha gaye binu ramapada hoina dridha anurag. Without that moha getting destroyed, one will not have firm abidance in the lotus feet of the Lord. Same thing here. When we say Ananta Samsara Samudratara Naukaitabhyam Guru Bhakti Dabhyam. May the Guru Bhakti come into our life. Anu means continuous. Anu means all round. So may we have wholehearted devotion for the lotus feet of the Guru. And may we anchor in that we are doing this all as a gratitude expression to the Lord, to the Guru, that we will do everything to realize the truth, and in that process continue to serve the people, share this knowledge, and empower the lives of everyone in all ways possible. So this is the last shloka, and we will conclude this with a beautiful video of Gurudev, where, because here it says Shirasa Namami, my prostrations to you. Listen to what Gurudev says about prostration and namaskar. A very nice video.
Touch the feet of the father. Touch the feet of the mother. Touch the feet of uncle. Namaskar. Why? It's a culture from childhood onwards. Every father and mother makes the child understand. Touch the feet. Do namaskar. This become a part and parcel of our culture. Why should I touch the feet of the elder? What is there in the feet? Then what will you do? I will shake hands. Every culture has got its own symbols. In the Western world, to come with both hands open. Hi, great, you have come. I am so glad. This is their method because of the historicity. In the days of the Anglo-Saxon and earlier also, in the Western world, each one met the other only with an idea of killing. Open friendship was unknown to them. Barbarous people. Therefore, when I really want to express to you that I am coming friendly, I have no intention of it, I come with both the hands. No weapons in my hand. Even though no weapon, you don't believe. Maybe I have kept something in my hand. So I give you my hand to check up. And at the same time, I check up your hand also. I'm going to prove it. Shaking hand. And even when you got it, you got a feeling, maybe something inside. I shake your hand, you shake your hand. It's something like now in the airport, whenever you go, there is a man there who embraces you. It is not out of love. He is searching whether you know it. In the beginning, once or twice, I was feeling very ashamed because another man is loving me so much, searching and touching every part of me. I said, yeah. Now only I know that he was searching whether I have got some gun or something. Now in the Middle East, it's not sufficient. You may not carry in the hand, you may not keep it in the sleeves, it may be behind. Therefore they embrace and both of them look. They check up 3 times. In India it is not necessary. Why? We never had such intent. It is a spiritual culture. Love is the core and the only core, only emotion that we had towards others. Therefore, when I met you, I said, Namaste. I need not touch you. I need not shake you. Namaste. Namaste means what? The spark of life in me and the spark of life in you. These two spiritual essences one and the same. And to that one Almighty Lord, my namaskar. You may be a cheat. You may be living a low, vicious, sensuous life. It doesn't matter. However vulgar you may be, the spark of life in you. You are alive. You are touch of life. The spark of life in you is divine. So that you remember that. I also remember that in a sense we both are one and the same, the divine Lord expressing through equipments. With that lifted mind, lifted in that devotion to that higher reality, we transact business. Namaste. When I love my father or admire and respect anyone, I admire and respect for one value or the other in which he is standing rooted. I'm not respecting him because he has got a physical body, because I have also a body. I'm not respecting him because of his emotions, because I have also emotions. I'm not respecting him because of his intelligence, because I also have got intelligence. Then what am I respecting him for? Some value or the other in which he is standing rooted. My father, but for his love and consistent service to me, I would not have been what I am. I admire him because I admire this ideal that he has lived. He stood rooted in that idea. Therefore, I respect not his head, but I touch his feet in order to contact that ideal that he stands for.
Bolo Sadgurunath Maharaj ki. So we will chant Kritajnata, first shloka once again as a symbol that we will continue to revise this text and live in gratitude towards Gurudev. Samasta jana kalyane niratam karunamayam namami chinmayam devam sadgurum brahma vidvaram. So it has been very wonderful to reflect on Kritajnata amidst all of you, and especially in this 108th Jayanti camp. So I thank Puja Swamiji for giving me this opportunity, and to all of you also. And may we continue to serve Gurudev. We offer this entire sadhana, reflection sadhana, at the feet of the Lord. Om Kayena Vacha Manasendrayirva Buddhyatmana Va Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Yadyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayeeti Samarpayami Narayanayeeti Samarpayami. Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Om Tat Sat Chinmayarpanamastu. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.